Hello, welcome to HMG Strategy's Global Leadership Institute Recognition Program. I'm here with Marcus Session. He's the Vice President of Information Technology at Tampa International Airport. Marcus, congratulations for being an award recipient for our public sector CIO.
Thank you, Hunter. It's nice to be here. Appreciate the time. Always good to see you.
And again, congratulations. You've done some amazing work in your career, and we're so thrilled to have you here today. You know, when you think about the Tampa International Airport and all of the services that you provide, what was it about the mission and the role and your vision that was so compelling for you to join?
Well, Hunter, Tampa International Airport is world renowned, and we always talk about being America's favorite airport. And when I looked at it, and just being a native Floridian and a Tampa resident for a long time, going to school here, Tampa International Airport was always mentioned very well regarded. And you always want to work for a place that's, just has a lot going on. And when the opportunity came up, I looked and what I saw, Hunter, was $1 billion master plan. And I said, they're going to spend $1 billion to make this airport even better than it already is. And I said, how many times in your life can you be a part of a $1 billion project? So when I came out here and I was going through the interview process and I was talking to people and seeing the projects that were there, I immediately thought, this is an opportunity to bring great technology and just an opportunity to build something that maybe hasn't been done before. So that $1 billion project with just the team that was out here and the mission to really live up to being America's favorite airport, I just had to be a part of that. I don't think any other time in my life I'm going to say I was part of something with $1 billion.
Well, many of us have traveled to the airport, and there's always a lot of smiling kids there. It's quite a thrill, and the energy is amazing. What are some of the top projects or initiatives that you've done or in flight that have helped innovate and enhance the customer experience?
When I got here, I was thinking about what are the things that cause me problems maybe when I travel, right? And one of them was cell phone coverage. I always thought, the coverage could have been better. And looking at how the airport is built, it's a concrete fortress. I mean, if there's a hurricane that comes through here, this is the place that I want to be. So I immediately looked into how can we improve the coverage? And at the same time, Hunter, the interesting part, I found a revenue model that could give us better coverage and create revenue for the airport. So we put in the distributed antenna system back in 2018. And basically, it's a neutral host system. And we have all the major carriers on it, and it's managed by an independent third party, and we get revenue from it. And at the same time, we've now increased the coverage here, the 5G coverage, and we were the first 5G airport that had a full installation of DAS in the country. So it was an innovative project. It generated revenue for us, and it did the most important thing. It improved the experience for our customers. Where now, good or bad, more people are using their 5G than are using our free Wi-Fi that we offer, which is fine for me. We just wanted to make sure they had a great experience no matter what medium they wanted to use. So that's just one thing off the top of my head. We're also working on a new airside that's coming in 2027, airside D. It's going to be our new international terminal. It's going to be fantastic. And we're going to try to make this the most technologically advanced terminal that's out there today.
Great stuff. I'm sure it has a lot to do with monitoring screens and keeping people up to date regarding cancellations or weather conditions and such. When you think of your leadership style, what do you think about most and what are you most passionate about?
So my leadership style, I have a network engineering background. Like that's where I really got cut my teeth in IT. And I started out as a desktop support tech, which is all about customer service. And then I moved into, being a Cisco network engineer, and I loved it. I had an opportunity to get into management and try it out. And I said, I can always go back to being a network engineer. The most important thing, Hunter, for me that I found is I really like engaging people. People give you a challenge every day. People change all the time and they're unpredictable. They're fun, but it's the most fulfilling thing that you do. So for my leadership style, it's all about, connecting with people. And I try to find a way to connect with my staff. Just talking to them, learning about their family, learning what motivates them. And also just, sometimes there's things that people are going through that you don't know if you don't talk to them. And by doing that and helping people, they're going to produce for you. I don't have to, and a lot of times, tell my staff, get on them about producing or working. They just do it because they know that I'm there to support them and I back them up, and that I'm out there fighting for them to get resources, and I'm showcasing their work. So a lot of my success and the success we've had here at TPA has been the result of just great staff members. And that's because my leadership style is employee centric. I do believe that, people are the most important asset that we have, and we have to cultivate those people and put them in positions to succeed.
Great stuff there, Marcus. When you think about moments of truth in your career ascent, what are some of the courageous or pivotal moments for you where you really grew and you learned something new and it shot your career ahead?
So I would say when I was at USF, I was working, I was high up in the IT leadership. And, Hunter, to be honest with you, I got a little bit comfortable. I thought, hey, I'm just going to ride it out here, and I'm good. I'm comfortable. I have everything going. And I got passed over for a promotion that I thought was mine. I thought that everything was done, signed, sealed, and delivered, and I got passed over. And that made me woke up. I really took some time to analyze what caused that to happen. And one, it was me being comfortable, Hunter. And number two, is the fact that I wasn't managing up. I was doing a great job. My team was producing, but I wasn't getting out there and telling the story, not only to my boss, but to other people in the organization. So a perception, had developed that maybe a part of my business line wasn't operating as effectively. And I just wasn't doing what I need to do to operate and manage up to change that perception and set that narrative. So that's the last lesson that I had to learn to really be ready to go into a C-suite type of role, because I just thought people would see the work that I was doing. And it really changed how I engaged with people, especially people above me, especially people in other positions of power in the organization, really build relationships, really tell our story, and make sure people understood unequivocally what we were doing and how we were bringing value to the organization. So that was just one really heavy pivotal moment. And you know what? It was probably the best moment of my life thinking back on it, because it's what put me in a position to get this job.
Very cool. Leading and managing up is key. What about building a world-class team?
So building a world-class team, Hunter, is really all about people, like I mentioned before. So what you have to do in a lot of cases is find the right fit. Sometimes I've had very talented people that were interviewing for a position. I was like, man, this person's an all-star. And it might have been somebody who didn't have maybe the same level of talent, but they just fit better. They could do the job, but they just fit into the team better. And I made the hard call. Even sometimes, you have these panel interviews, and the panel's like, hey, this person's an all-star. You have to go with this person. I was like, from a fit perspective, team synergy perspective, I feel this other person's a better fit. And those situations and doing that analysis and really looking at fit and talent versus just hiring maybe the most talented individual, it really has paid dividends for me, because I've noticed that the teams that have a good working relationship, they will find a way to get to the right solution and look out for the organization. Sure, you can have some highly talented individuals, but they have to fit in with the team. If they don't fit in with the team, then sometimes you can be bringing in more problems than not. So I really believe you have to look at your culture and the culture you're trying to build, and you need to hire to that. And also make sure you have people that can learn. People that can learn, if they are better fit and maybe less good technically, you can train those skills up sometimes, and that's going to be a better fit for you than maybe hiring the all-star off the street who may not fit from a personality perspective.
Excellent stuff. So talk to us a little bit about presenting to the board, or an advisory board, or the C-suite. What's it take, and what are your rules and the guidelines you use?
So my rules and guidelines for sort of managing board relationships, presenting to the board, is really to be honest, be open, and deliver on what you say you're going to do. Most of my interaction with the board, is kind of a running joke, is asking for money. Some people around here say, hey, Marcus getting up there, you're going to pay $1 million. That's kind of a running joke around here. But I have built a relationship with the board where I can go to them and I can present items, and they trust that what I'm presenting is, we really need it, and that is something that they should fund. And they ask me questions, and I'm able to answer those questions. I'm able to get the support from the exec team to back me up on that. And we have delivered on everything that we've ever taken to the board, and the things that I've asked the board for. And so that starts with getting the C-suite behind you and managing those relationships, because I tell my team all the time, most of the products and things that we deliver, we do not use in IT. They are for the business in most cases. So as long as we're delivering for the C-suite and their verticals and their employees and putting them in a position to be successful, they get behind us when it comes to the board, and they help to tell that board story. So remember I mentioned earlier about managing up. By being effective, delivering, and allowing the C-suite to see some level of success, they then help tell that story to the board of, yes, they've delivered on all these things that you all have approved, and we're behind the stuff 100%. So I always believe in just being transparent, telling the truth about what you can and can't do. And when we aren't able to deliver something in the time frame, we tell them, hey, we're not going to be able to do that, or we need additional resources to do it. And that really has been kind of the case.
Marcus, congratulations. Great job for being a 2023 HMG Global Leadership Institute recipient in the public sector. Amazing job, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, Hunter. You too.